Hello, good day, and welcome to Radnor High School. This is where the Radnor Raiders. This is where I went to high school. I'm staying with a friend right now who lives really close to the high school, and of course the high school is closed down right now, but the track is open. And I thought it'd be fun to come back here sort of as a way to look back at the past and maybe see if there's things that I missed or things that I can kind of clean up or heal within myself that might be holding me back. So even though I'm not someone who lives in the past, I do feel that we go through these experiences. We have traumatic experiences, we have tough experiences in the past that we hold on to that directly relate to our future. And even though time is made up and non-existent, we've had these experiences that kind of keep us stuck often. So my high school experience was a weird one for sure. I played football, I wrestled. I was very athletic in that regard. I wasn't very good. We had an amazing football team, and I stayed on the team because of camaraderie, but I was not good. I never got to play unless we were winning by like 1,000 points, and then they'd throw me in, and everyone would clap and laugh at me because it was just ridiculous that I was playing. In high school, I wrestled. I got a shoulder injury sophomore year, so I couldn't wrestle or play any sports sophomore year. I had to get shoulder surgery on both my shoulders. And then I went back, and the doctors told me that I couldn't play extreme sports anymore, but I said screw that, and I kept doing it. But I was very cautious of my shoulders, so I was not good. Anytime something tweaked on them too much, I would just like roll over and get pinned in wrestling. I was the captain of the team, but I lost most of my matches, and I was pretty embarrassed every time going out there, representing the team, but getting my butt kicked. I was only the captain because there were no other seniors on the team. So it was pretty embarrassing. All in all, everything works out as it's meant to, but one thing I really loved about football was the camaraderie and getting to cheer my teammates on, and my best friend, may Ryan rest in peace, he was the captain, and he was an amazing football player. And I remember he would come off the sidelines, and he was a quarterback, and I would just make him laugh. And it was just kind of like this comic relief. Not to distract him, but like if things got stressful, like I just wanted to bring back some of that comedy so he could relax a little bit. And if any contribution I had to the team, I would say it was maybe that, and keeping our captain just kind of in a fun, spirited mood. And he's so talented, and the whole team is amazing. But I wanted to come back here, and since I've been doing a lot of running and barefoot running, I wanted to see if I could beat my high school mile. I haven't been running specifically like just miles or training in that in any regard, but I just wanted to see, I've been running in the mountains and barefoot and stuff, if I could run faster than I've ever run in my entire life. And from what I remember, I don't know if I ever broke a 7-minute mile in high school. If I did, it was like 6:50 or something. It could have even been like 7:50, but I don't remember. But I was in pretty good shape. So I came here and I ran, and I hit 6 minutes, completely barefoot, my first run. And I wasn't even that tired. And granted, I've been training in the mountains, and that definitely helps, but it felt really good. And I was dancing the whole time too, as I was like, I listen to music, so I'm like drumming. I'm kind of working on this new running style that's kind of a mixture of running and dancing, because I found that I can run basically forever. Pretty much forever. Well, what I mean to say is I can dance forever. I can dance so much longer than I can do other things, and I think the music is what keeps me going. And in the book I've been reading, Born to Run, they talk a lot about like the runners that run like these 100+ mile marathons. The Tarahumara tribes, they are just like smiling the whole time and very chill and having a great time. But they just keep running. So if you are a runner, instead of like fighting it and making it to this miserable thing, try to relax into it, try to smile. And also, I can't stress this enough, but if you do have running injuries, read the book Born to Run. It will change your whole perspective. We realize running on concrete is not natural. Running with like these super padded running shoes is not natural. That tends to cause all of our issues running. Barefoot, I feel great. Oh my God. And of course, you want to be careful barefoot. Oh, what a beautiful day. Being back home, it's like this opportunity to reflect. I've been yesterday I found my old, like this box. I had all my old like love letters and pictures of ex-girlfriends, and I was just reading through and getting all this feedback from my own brain of what people thought of me. And my friend and I were chatting yesterday, and I think one thing I've kind of realized about myself is like there was always this underlying piece of me that stayed, and this desire to support and love and connect and care for and help and appreciate other people has always been there. But when I was younger, because I was insecure, that reflected, and that in turn made me do things out of lack, not do them just out of pure like unconditional joy, but tried to support other people, but deep down I also wanted to be loved. I wanted to be appreciated, and that was a way I saw that. And now that I've overcome that, I just have this genuine joy and appreciation of just connecting with people and supporting them to be their fullest truth. And that's why I do this here. Most of the time I spend is intimately with friends and people I care about and family. And then I get to come on here and share little snippets of that, so anyone that's out there that maybe feels alone or struggling can have some sort of hope. It doesn't matter who you are, whether, in my case, like kind of dissolving this whole gender thing and being just in fluid and flow motion and recognizing that it's really just about living in truth and not trying to fit into a box, because depression often comes because we try so hard to be something that we're not. We have all these pressures that we put on ourselves, and we put in so much energy to being someone that we're not, and that's unfortunate, but that's the way society often pushes us towards. But I don't believe it's a bad thing. I think it's there to help us, to show us, because if you're sad, like in high school I was very lost, and I was on medicine. I took ADHD medication, and it really tore me up. It ripped me up because I didn't have, I felt soulless. I felt like robotic, and I couldn't understand it, and I didn't want to talk to people, and it made me just grumpy and frustrated. And yeah, I actually was reading some old notes I had, and I was like, I just got my GPA back. I got 3.98. I got all A's and even some straight A's in high school. And it wasn't because I felt like I was smart, but because I took this medication, and it just allowed me to focus and just kind of be this robotic version of myself. I wasn't passionate about anything. That's the crazy thing. I had literally zero passions in high school. I did love guitar and I love cooking, but I didn't see them as viable things I could do. I didn't think I was good at them. I just really loved them, and I didn't believe it was possible. And that all obviously changed, as you probably know. And it's just wild to kind of come back here and to reflect on who I was and to see how far I can come. When I was reading back all these old letters, a lot of people were just like, yeah, you're so sweet, you're so funny, you're really caring, you really helped me and all this stuff. And I just knew that I always wanted to be in this state of joy, but I was empty inside in some regard. And that was because I think, well, a lot of things, some trauma and medication and the society trying to kind of fit me into a box. And when I broke free of that box, it became very clear that all I'm really supposed to do here is just to support others to be able to break out of their own box, because I know what it feels like. I don't need any recognition or accolades for this kind of stuff. It's weird. It's not about that. It's funny to try to promote yourself on social media and then recognize that I have nothing to sell here. I'm just using this medium because I recognize people use it to say, hey, if you're alone, if you're feeling scared, if you're feeling like nobody gets you or nobody cares about you, my mom and I are having this conversation. It's most people feel that way. Most people grow up feeling like that they just aren't understood and they don't fit in. And you might look at somebody else and say, wow, they have this cool group and this tribe of people and they fit in, and I wish I had that. And most people in that tribe often feel alone and disconnected. And it's in remembering that, the recognition that we all feel kind of alone, that we actually aren't alone. Just to hold on to that, even if you have one person you can talk to. If you have one person you connect to, whether it's a physical person or a book. When I was feeling at my most loneliness, I found a book on Buddhism and a few other books that helped me guide the way to be able to create the life that I wanted to. And it wasn't so much out of a ego desire as just okay, this is what makes sense. The more I flow with life, the more I just sit in this space, the more things make sense. So remember, you're not alone. And if you need to go back and look at things that maybe brought you down and let them go, my idea of not being athletic and not being good because of that, to be able to come back here and realize how far I've come, that I can run barefoot. Something I never imagined in high school I'd be able to do faster than I was in high school. And I was working out all the time and playing lots of sports, and I thought I was in great shape. Now I'm 35 and I'm crushing that time, and I feel better than ever. So life only gets better. You don't get older, you get smarter, you get wiser, you get more aligned with yourself. And that's the beauty of age and time, is that time isn't really a thing, age isn't really a thing, it's just experience. And if you look at life as just experience and growth, well, that's freaking awesome.